One Zambia, One Nation, a very warm welcome to the 18 hours main news broadcast on TV2. To present it, my name is Mutukwa Moya. The headlines. Government has described the water crisis in Chongwe district as a disaster. Government has operationalized a dormant borehole at Lusaka's Maseca Market that was sunk at an estimated cost of 35,000 kwacha. Plus, Thailand's Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn wants his coronation held off for at least a year. Thank you so much for joining us, and now the 18 hours news on TV2 in detail. Government has described the water crisis in Chongwe district as a disaster. Local government minister Vincent Mwale says there is urgent need to find a solution to avoid any outbreak of waterborne diseases. More in this report.
This is the state of the Chongwe Dam. It has dried up because the water levels in the Chongwe River are so low. With this development, the whole Chongwe district has no access to water from the Lusaka Water and Sewerage Company. Minister of Local Government Vincent Mwale has visited the waterworks plant to get first-hand information on the prevailing situation. Director of Engineering Wilson Shan explains some of the technical challenges.
Now, for us to continue running, because as you may be aware, as the fine materials are collecting on the sand, it means the efficiency starts going down. So how do we clean it? That's where we have the backwashing process. So in the backwashing process, it's the reverse of the treatment process where you're pushing through to remove. But now you push water and air from below to agitate the sand, and then what is up there, the light material that could have stuck on the sand, is now cleaned up and taken out.
However, after the tour of the whole plant, Mr. Mwale is at pains to describe the situation.
It's nothing less than a disaster. I mean, this is a disaster because there's completely nothing, you know, that's coming out of the water, the dam that we have here. I think we understand there's 13% of water being pumped, but there's an argument that people don't see that coming out of their taps. So it's safe to say there's no water coming out of here, and the only water that people are having access to in Chongwe, the entire Chongwe township, is from the two bowsers that transport water on an average of 2 to 3 trips from Lusaka. That's the only water, and I think that's not enough, you know, to get by. I mean, for citizens to be able to use for their sanitary purposes and drinking and everything. That's not enough, and never mind industrial use. There's nothing completely for industrial use. So this calls for, you know, for urgent action. We have disaster management bringing water from Lusaka through those bowsers I talked about, and I think we want to see now that Water and Sewerage Company themselves also try and provide more bowsers. If it means them finding money from the banks, you know, borrowing from the banks, they have to do it and bring water to the people.
Lusaka Water and Sewerage Company Acting Managing Director Manuel Mutale outlined steps being taken to address the erratic supply of water in Chongwe.
And as a utility company, being a technical competent people, we understand the solution. We've got the immediate term, we've got to ferry water into Chongwe. In the medium term, we've got to find some technical solution with the well fields that we've identified opposite Margaret Machaya School, and make sure that a pipeline is constructed into Chongwe. Long term, the interventions are with the support of the government that, you know, multi-purpose dams will have to be done.
The utility company says once the project to build multi-purpose dams in the area is complete, this water crisis will be a thing of the past. Patricia Banda, ZNBC News, Chongwe District.
Police have arrested 2 suspected illegal traders in government trophies after being found in possession of an assortment of wildlife products. Tourism Permanent Secretary Stephen Mwasa says the 2 were arrested on Friday with ivory, leopard skins and porcupine quills. Mr. Mwasa says police have since launched investigations on who they are working with. He has revealed that government has discovered that Zambia is not just a source of illegal government trophies, but is also being used as a transit point of illegal products en route to designated markets. And Mr. Mwansa has also revealed that a pangolin is now deemed an endangered species and cannot be sold anywhere in the world, dead or alive.
They were arrested and found with an assortment of government trophy, which are usually items used in illegal trade in wildlife products. That included some pieces of ivory, porcupine quills, leopard skin, and a couple other pieces here and there. And we are on trail as far as these poachers are concerned, and we've been following them. We have our team out there. What is disturbing is that we've discovered that we are not just a source but also a transit country.
Edgar Lungu is this Tuesday expected to attend the Common Market for East and Southern Africa COMESA Heads of State and Government Summit in Antananarivo, Madagascar. Minister of Foreign Affairs Harry Kalava says President Lungu will join his counterparts from COMESA to discuss, among other issues, seeking ways and avenues to further the cause of regional integration and enhanced industrialization. And Mr. Kalaba, who is in Madagascar attending the 36th meeting of the Council of Ministers ahead of the 19th COMESA Summit of Heads of State and Government, says the COMESA Council of Ministers has approved the medium-term strategic plan for 2016 to 2020 for the regional bloc. And COMESA Secretary General Sindiso Ngwenya said the regional body has, among other things, established trade information desks dotted around major conflict areas to provide the necessary support to traders who are mostly women and youth.
Comprehensively can no longer be seen as a long-term goal, but it is now an urgent necessity because we are continuously facing other global challenges that require us to be stable and united as a region. Primarily, we are faced with the global phenomenon of terrorism, the impact of climate change, and the global economic crunch, all of which require single-minded focus and determination to either eradicate or resolve conflicts. I therefore look forward to the guidance that you shall provide our guest of honor to us in addressing these issues.
Honorable Ministers, the statements made this morning touched on some very important issues, especially the importance of strengthening democratic governance in light of increasing election-related violence. We in Zambia continue to value the principles of democracy and governance and are proud to have conducted peaceful elections in August this year. We believe that as we aspire to the goals set by the African Union to end all wars by 2020.
Now, government has operationalized a dormant borehole at Lusaka's Maseca Market that was sunk at an estimated cost of 35,000 kwacha. This follows recurrent fires experienced in the market, which are currently under investigations by the Zambia Police. Lusaka Province Minister Jafen Mwakalombe has since called on the private sector to partner with government in order to set up a massive water tank in the market. Penelope Sikazwe now reports.
What or who caused the Maseca fires? A picture of Maseca Market today shows why the answer to this question is paramount. On this particular day, we have managed to capture a woman snuggled under the false comfort of a makeshift house, an umbrella to the heat, but also a means of shelter at night. This picture shows that the Maseca fire could have destroyed so much more than property.
I know that these fires that has been breaking out, they have got political connotation. It is very important that people start to realize that the people that are losing their products at Maseca Market, they are not PF members. They are Zambians. They belong to all political parties.
While the police investigations continue, government has ensured availability of water at the market is no problem.
We are now trying to work with the marketeers to also to erect a tank that we can use in case there's fire at the market.
Traders whose goods were destroyed have been advised to use more fire-resistant materials for their stalls.
You know, firewood is highly inflammable and it needs to be properly secured, where issues of safety should actually come in. We must put an end to these fires and establish fire points, water points where we can quickly move in and quench these fires.
The installation of a borehole pump that has made water available has been welcomed.
The people at Maseca Market, this has really helped us. As you can see, a lot of people are benefiting from it now. From the day it was put, it has been busy. People, at least they are not facing difficulties as before to where water will come from.
Over 40 traders lost their goods in the fire that has become an annual occurrence. Penopsi Kazwe, TV2 News, Lusaka.
Home Affairs Minister Stephen Kampiango has advised local authorities not to rush into directing some heads of government departments to start reporting to town clerks and council secretaries in line with the decentralization policy. Mr. Kampiango says government, through Cabinet Office, is still working on how realigning some government departments at district level will be done. He says currently local authorities have no capacity to supervise government departments and should therefore wait until proper mechanisms are put in place. The minister was responding to concerns raised by district medical officers from Southern Province who wanted to know the way forward as a result of dual reporting to provincial medical officers and town clerks and council secretaries. Mr. Kampiango has advised civil servants not to panic, but to continue working normally until the issue of decentralization is fully addressed by central government. We take our first break, and still to come in the news, preparations for National Day of Prayer on Tuesday gaining momentum, and RDA urged to identify locations for toll gates on the completed Luwingu-Mansa Road. Plus other news, stay tuned to TV2. In case you have just joined us, this is the TV2 main news at 18 hours. Preparations for the National Day of Prayer, Fasting and Reconciliation, which falls on Tuesday, 18th October 2016, are underway. President Edgar Lungu is expected to lay a foundation stone at the construction site for the National House of Prayer. ZNBC's Tom Njovu visited the site and now reports.
Away in Lusaka, a check by ZNBC news crew found events companies on site preparing for this big day. Last year, President Edgar Lungu declared 18th of October as a public holiday to commemorate the Day of National Prayer and Fasting.
The day of October 18 shall forthwith forever be reserved as a National Day of Prayer and will be gazetted as a public holiday.
Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia Executive Director Pukuta Mwanza says this day is important for Zambia as it is the day the nation come together to seek the face of God.
A National Day of Prayer is an important opportunity and privilege that Zambia can seek the face of God and ask God for supernatural intervention in the affairs of our country. We are having a rainy season just about to start. We are still having to heal from the wounds of the August 11 elections. We need to seek the face of God to help us go through this transition and allow the country to be united and move together as one people.
David Nama is a board member of the House of Prayer.
I would want to urge every Zambian to come before the Lord to pray and fast, reconcile, because as a nation we need to do and go together as a nation.
Meanwhile, United National Independence Party UNIP and the Patriotic Front PF are appealing to the organizers to ensure that the national event is not politicized.
We also appeal to the organizers to make the environment conducive to all stakeholders. Let there be a neutral dress. Let them discourage us from political parties to wear party regalia that tends to scare a certain stakeholders.
So let us go, turn out in numbers and pray to our Lord. It's nothing to do with politics. Whoever wants to politicize about God, that is their own agenda. But all what we are saying is we are going to Woodlands, we are going to the National Day of Prayers with one heart.
With numerous challenges Zambia is going through, the National Day of Prayer and Fasting will give an opportunity to Zambia to seek God for solutions. Tomunjo of ZNBC News in Lusaka.
Lusaka's Chakunkula Ward Councillor Smart Mwitwa has called on the Lusaka City Council to open the public toilet at the community market at the Charleston water tank. Mr. Mwitwa says the toilet has remained closed despite being complete, adding that this is a waste of resources. The toilet was constructed 8 years ago, and Mr. Mwitwa is worried it will start wearing down or will be vandalized. Details in the following report.
The Charleston tank toilet has been in this state for the past 8 years. It was built in 2008 by the then Member of Parliament, Mumbi Piri, to cater for the growing population here. Colossal sums of public funds have been used in this project, but to date it has remained closed. As it stands, Lusaka Water and Storage Company has disconnected the water as it is not operational. As if that's not enough, the structure has started running down. This is after one of the roofing sheets has been blown off. And area councillor is worried that if not opened, the structure will be vandalized.
My earnest appeal I'm making to the Lusaka City Council, I want this infrastructure to be opened within 1 month. I've already started to engage the Lusaka City Council, and I'm glad that the town clerk did send 2 senior officers whom I showed everything here. As you may be aware, this infrastructure, we've spent government money, people's money to build this thing, and for me to see it not working, I think it beats my feelings.
Charleston tank has now grown into a trading place, though illegal. The growing population is forced to walk 1.5 kilometers to Charleston Market to relieve themselves, yet there's a toilet nearby.
Otherwise ikintu manini kifunda kiseguliwe. Onani in fact hapa ni ndrama mezi zilipo hapa. Sisi wakasegula saka 50 paying toilet. Sisi hapa ngako ndrama sisi chinabula kudala. Amba ngakungoya dora mumala. Utabira ku big market. Nongasi mutundeza gwira manini tumanda kusanga kuliko kasanga kumbuye kwa offense yotangi swali chikucha. Ndira tumande tundira. Era futi wamazi mwe nangasuka mu bus zofuna kutu standizire. Mapesa katwazonongera. Ise chikuru cha meti danda urako pano pa tank. Toilet. Pano pali wazimayi wenangu ni bakulu batupeze ka toilet kulibe wangazitandizire bwanji kulibe muntu amene ngoti wadwala mumala ukaende ku big market kwatalimba maningi ungazionongera oro mbasi chame chirombako che chikulu ni toilet watisegulireko toilet pano patangira ise tisitandizirako mu toilet
ichikai mwe barapangira cheso afuna osegura chiso tichiona cheso bakanswa bosezerapo but swachisegura so tifuna kuchisegura kai tizusing it.
This toilet is guarded 24 hours daily by Lusaka City Council. Opening will not only benefit the people here, but will also be self-sustainable. Teofista Lungu, TV2 News in Lusaka.
Residents of Madido Ward 19 of Chongwe District have appealed to the Lusaka Water and Storage Company to provide them with water. The residents say the area does not have piped water supply from the utility company. However, company spokesperson Topsisi Kalinda says the area is among settlements not legalized and the firm is unable to supply water. But area councillor Matthew Ngosa says plans are underway to legalize the settlement. More in this report.
It is one of the developing areas in Lusaka province, and with its growing population, the demand for water is becoming high. Residents in Madido Ward 19 of Chongwe District have appealed to Lusaka Water and Storage Company to end their water problems. But Lusaka Water and Sewerage Company spokesperson Topsisi Kalinda says the company is unable to do so until the area is legalized.
Legally speaking, we only provide services to residential areas. Those that haven't been degazetted, it makes it very difficult for us to provide the service from a legal perspective. That aside, also the other challenge we have is that one of the conditionalities for you to be connected to water, you must show proof of ownership that you actually own the piece of land.
Water is not the only problem in Madido Ward 19. The area also lacks other facilities such as a health facility, proper roads and other social amenities.
Manzi kufunika polisi because kuno polisi ilikutali kwa kamanga so kumatalimpa. Ise market yatu ino ilibe manzi but in market so ndiye tufuna chianga nieko maningi na roads tilibe
Menshi one na polisi na kliniki hivyo tureromba kufe mwandini watu wafueko kuno ku Madido.
Meanwhile, Madido Ward 19 Councillor Matthew Ngosa is aware of this.
We have plans to make sure that we legalize that whole piece of land and then we offer to the people through the council, so that they can have title deeds. Right?
Mr. Ngosa, however, says he will ensure that the challenges are addressed. Kabembe Kasabola, TV2 News in Lusaka.
Elsewhere, government has directed the Road Development Agency RDA to immediately identify locations where toll gates must be installed on the completed $310 million United States Luwingu-Mansa Road. The news reports that Works and Supply Minister Ronald Chitotela has directed RDA when he toured the 175-kilometer road in Luwingu in Luapula province today. Mr. Chitotela said toll gates are urgently needed on the road so that government can raise money for road maintenance. He said most trucks from Nakonde are using the Mansa Luwingu road in order to avoid paying road levies. Mr. Chitotela is in Luapula province inspecting road works in the province. Coming up after the break is sports and international news. Keep watching. And finally, in foreign news, Thailand's Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn wants his coronation held off for at least a year. King Bhumibol Adulyadej died on Thursday, and the Crown Prince wants more time to mourn his father. Former Prime Minister Prem Tinsulanonda is standing in as regent. The military government, which has traditionally been intensely loyal to the monarchy, has made clear that Crown Prince Vajiralongkorn will be the new king, reports the BBC's Jonathan Haid in Bangkok, but it just isn't clear when this will happen. Thailand is beginning a year of official mourning, and entertainment such as TV shows and sports events have been cancelled or toned down. We've come to the end of the main news at 18 hours on TV2, but before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Government has described the water crisis in Chongwe district as a disaster. Local government minister Vincent Mwale says there is urgent need to find a solution to avoid any outbreak of waterborne diseases. Government has operationalized a dormant borehole at Lusaka's Maseca Market that was sunk at an estimated cost of 35,000 kwacha. This follows recurrent fires experienced in the market, which are currently under investigations by the Zambia police. In foreign news, Thailand's Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn wants his coronation held off for at least a year. King Bhumibol Adulyadej died on Thursday, and the Crown Prince wants more time to mourn his father. Ends the news at 18 hours. Do join us if you can for another detailed bulletin at 20 hours, right here on TV2, the Pulse of Television. This is Muto Kwamoya. Good evening and continue watching TV2.